morning, everyone. Happy Friday. We've had a little rain this morning. I think we're going to get some sun later. A lot of wind. The wind is just beating my plants to death. So let's roll the shoulders up, set our good posture. And we're sitting up with our shoulders over our hips. Let's just go forward and back for a warm up. And then we're going to stand up and warm up also. Warming up these hips. Come out of the sweater. Our hips and our hip flexors get so tight. I'm moving a little fast, but I'm keeping my head up above my heart. And if you're experiencing allergies like I am, bending over and coming up fast or quick may make you lightheaded. It has me this week, so I'm being very aware of that. Doing 2 more here. And then we're going to take the feet out. We will be working with weights today or whatever you have around the house to use. Going into our Sunfire Warm Up. Arms lifting. Exhale, bring the chest forward. We do this warm up in our yoga, but it's not just for yoga, but it's a little faster than in our yoga. And we're inhaling through the nose, exhaling through our mouth. But just breathe. Don't worry. You don't have to go all the way over the head. You can stay low. We're just moving, getting the heart rate up a little because we helps to move multiple joints to get the heart rate up. And 2 more. And bring the arms down. If you want to come standing, you can come standing, and what we're going to do is like a V step. Right, left, step back. And then you can add the arms a little or let the arms swing or hands to your waist. Not a big movement. I'm trying to stay in the camera, but you can go outside of the camera. I mean, you can take a wider step out. And then we're changing legs. It's left, right, left, right. You don't have to really travel here. I'm not moving forward very much. I have a lot of room to move back, but then more of my room is in the camera than me. 1 more like this, and then we're going to take it to a march, really pumping the arms. And then just lift the heels. I am not jogging. I do not jump because my knees do not like it, but I am lifting my heels, and you can do right here or a little more active here. We're going to take the feet out, and we're going to do a wide squat, and this is not a big squat. Notice I'm not coming very deep. For me personally, I have to really warm up my lower back and my knees before I come very deep in any of the workout today. I have to let my body warm up and not force it. 1 more, and then we're going to step the feet in about the distance of your hips. I'll turn sideways. Going to lift the right leg back, bend the knees, lift the right leg back. We're on the toes. The foot is flexed. And I'm keeping my toes on the floor right now. If you feel your lower back is warm enough, you can lift, bend the knees, lift. Also, if you need support for your balance, see what I'm doing? I'm wobbling. So I'm going to keep my toes down still, flexing my foot, and I'm still moving. In this position, we're not arching our back. Our tailbone tries to tuck under, taking the arch out of our back. 1 more set, and then we're going to march again. A little more active. Take your feet out. Draw the shoulders down. Bend the knees, open the arms. You can do this with the feet in, narrow, hip distance, or take them out with the toes slightly turning out. Normally we would do some grapevines, but to stay in the camera, give you a visual, I'm going to stay narrow. And then we're coming back to our march. And then we're coming seated. You can stand also, but a lot what we're doing, you'll get just as much benefit in the chair. Let me have some water. My allergies this morning. Everything blooming out. So grab a hold of your weights. As you're bending over, try to keep the head up above the heart so we're not dipping the chin down. Excuse me. Starting on the right side, you can use both of your weights, canned goods, whatever you're using around the house. If you want to use both, the closer the weight is to your knee, the more weight you will feel, and the harder it is, you can slide the weights back or use just one. We don't put it on the knee though. And I'm going to face you. Adjust where we're sitting up straight. Pull the abs in. Going to pick up the right foot just slightly, and we're drawing a big circle. You can slide along the floor. If you have carpet, you may not be able to slide. My foot is just barely off of the floor, and I'm already feeling this. Let's change our direction. Little seated Pilates with the weight or without the weight, and movement in our hip. One more. Let's go over to the other leg. We'll be going back and forth some. Always adjust our posture. Don't want to be slouching. Paying attention to our spine. Pick the foot up, draw a big circle. Or without anything here on the leg, draw a circle. One more in this direction, and now we're changing our direction. Try to keep the core still so we're not rocking back and forth. Use the leg, use the core muscles to lift this leg. This is our last one. Let's go back over to your right leg. And we're going to pick the toes up. We're on the heel, and we're just lifting up and down. Again, we're not rounding. It's not a crunch. Lift the leg. Keep the belly pulled in nice and tight. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Changing legs again, going back and forth this morning. Remember, sitting up straight. Pick the toes up. We're on the heel, and we're lifting. Movement just in the leg, not crunching. We will be doing some crunches later. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we've kind of warmed up everything on the bottom. So we're going to move to the upper body for a little while. We will be coming back to the legs, but we're going to give them a little bit of a break. We're going to drop the arms down. Our palms are facing up, and we're lifting the weights. We're not touching, and we're not curling our wrists. Lifting up and down. Let's go for 8. And we're breathing as we're lifting, keeping the abs pulled in tight. Halfway. 4 more. And try not to jerk our weight. 1 more. We're staying with the biceps here. Take your feet out wider. Let the arms hang, and we're lifting up and down. Not touching the shoulder, not curling the wrist. I hope I'm not too loud. I feel like I'm yelling at you this morning, but I want to make sure you can hear me. 2 more. And then we're turning the weight. You can walk the feet in slightly, and we're lifting up, going all the way down, up and down. So we've done different positions, the palms up. And now they're facing in so that we can get all sides of the bicep muscle. One more. Take the elbows in again, and we're lifting up, halfway down with a pause, and all the way down. Breathe as you're lifting and also exhaling, and all the way down. Working on 8 sets today. Sometimes I lose count. We may do an extra one, which won't hurt us. Halfway, 4 more, 4, halfway and down. Up, halfway and down. Now I have not been using, I've been using canned goods, but today I got out my 5-pound weights and I'm already feeling this. Turning the palms up. Your knuckles are facing forward, elbows in. Again, this is a hard one for me. I always want to round my spine. Pressing out and in. We're getting further away from the body with the weight, so it is more difficult. And I have to tell you, these are not my favorite. Halfway, 4 more. I struggle to get through these. That's okay. And you don't have to do 8. Just do as many as you can without any pain. That was 8. We're going to take a breather here. Nice deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. And another deep breath. So we work the tricep muscle. So we need to work the bicep muscle. So we need to work the opposing muscle, which is a tricep muscle, which is usually weaker. So you may not can do all of these, or you may want to use a different weight if you have the option of another weight. We're turning sideways in the chair, and we'll be using one weight facing to your right, and your front leg comes out, starting back here on the hip. We will stop where we started. You can also do this standing. Movement in the elbows, so we're kicking back. These are kickbacks. 8, 7. It's also a little stretch after what we just worked. Halfway, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring the weight down. The back of the hand to the hip. Still leaning forward or standing up with your back heel down. Keeping the chin out of our chest, and we're lifting. 8, 7. We're not relaxing the arm as it comes down, just tapping. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going to drop the weight, let the arm hang. Again, you can do this standing. We're just lifting up, kicking it back, draw it back in, push down to make the weight heavier. So let's go for 8. Check to see if you're breathing. Try to relax the jawline so we're not clenching our cheeks. That's 3. Up, back, and that's 4. Try to do as many as you can. Shoot for at least 6 if 8 is a little too much this morning. Or just doing 4. Then bring the arm down. You can be seated or standing. Drop the arm. And we're lifting the arm up. And our eye gaze to the fingertips if that feels good on the lower back. You know I have lower back issues, neck and upper spine also. So I'm going to keep looking down. I'm looking down at towards the toes of my front foot. 8. Bring it down. 7. 6. Again, we're controlling the weight. 4. We have 3 more. We're not slinging the weight up. We're lifting and we're pressing it down. 2 more. Up and down. Up and down. So staying on this arm, a little more in the tricep muscle. And we're going to turn the weight up. We'll be lifted, the elbow up. Any shoulder injury especially rotator cuff, you can stay low and tip the weight from shoulder to shoulder. If not, you're here and our elbow is in, so we can focus on this tricep muscle. You can hold on here, pressing into the arm lightly, and we're lifting 8, 7, 6, 3 more, 3, 2, and 1. I had little problems because I have not been using a weight. I've got to get back into my weights. I've been in the yard doing a lot of lifting in the yard, but it's still just not the same thing. So we're going to start, turn around. Remember, your option is to come standing with your feet wide apart, toes facing forward. Starting with the back of the hand. And we're lifting 8. Remember, make your weight heavier by moving slower. We have 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Then we're taking the end of the weight. I may have mixed up our order. It doesn't matter. We'll still be doing the same thing. Movement at the elbow. 8. Keep the elbow lifted. 7. See how my elbow is still lifted? 3 more. 3, 2. It's okay if you got a little shake going on. That is fine. We're going to drop the arm, stay here, or come extended again, and we're lifting up. 8. Remember, I'm looking down at my foot, about the toes of my front foot, to protect my back. You may want eyes follow your weight. And 2 more. And then we're going to drop the weight again, lift, kick it back, draw it in, and press it down. Again, you can do this standing, up, back, draw it in and down. It's 4 separate movements. And focus on the weight. We're pulling up, pressing back, drawing it in, pushing down. 2, 3, 4 movements. Up. I had a sweater on to begin with. Let's do 1 more. It did not take long for me to warm up and get out of that sweater. So you can do this standing and lift, but we're holding on to the end of the weight. We're turning it up like this, going back and forth from shoulder to shoulder to protect the joint if you have any injury or pain. Elbow comes in and back. Let me hold on my weight. And we're lifting up. 8. We're not arching our back here, which is hard to do. Up and down. I'm getting a little wild with my weight here. 2 more. Shows I need to do more of these. And bring it down. So we're going to take the weight in both hands. Our feet are out wide. Toes are facing out. Chest comes forward. We're lifting up and down. Up and down. Use the arms. You will move the upper body slightly, but we're still focusing on the arms, feeling it in the shoulders. And get your heart rate up a little too. We need that also. When we are lifting weight, it is cardio some. It's a different type cardio than if we're running or jumping. 2 more, but it still gets the heart rate up. And then we're sitting back up. Let's grab a hold of your other weight and have some water while we're at it. I need water. I have not been drinking water. If I'm out and about, I always carry water with me, and I drink it during the day. You would think it'd be easier while I'm at home, but I just haven't been doing it. And that's my fault. Let's lift. Stand my elbows are straight out from my shoulders or bring them down. We're going to draw the weights in, squeeze the chest muscles, open up. Doing 8 of these. 8, open back up, squeezing the muscles in the chest. That's what we're working. Also little shoulders here. 4. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Let's take these down for just a moment. We'll go back doing that. Let's give that a little bit of a break. So we're going to lift the right arm, bring it down, and the left, up and down. If you want to lift both, make sure you're not locking out the elbows. Let's alternate. Let's go right, left, and then both. Going back to right. I have a soft bend in my elbows, not locking them out. I'm not going any higher than my shoulders. Alternate. And both. Make sure you're breathing. I was almost holding my breath when I was lifting both. Now my heart rate will get up a little bit more than yours because I am talking as I'm doing this. And both. 2 more sets, up, down, and you should, ooh, I'm starting to break a sweat on these, which is a good thing. And both. Bring it down. Let's relax the shoulders, let them fall away from the ears. And then we're lifting again. Going to go in, out, and up. In, out, and I'm at a slight angle. It's not right above my head. Out and up, or here and alternate. Remember, we always have options, and taking an option is no big deal. Maybe that's what we need today. Might need an option today, might not need that option tomorrow, which is fine. 1 more set. Keeping in mind, I'm feeling this just as much as you are. Let's bring the arms down. Give them a little bit of a break, and we'll move back into the legs. So let's come standing for a while. And you can do these seated. We'll be doing some lunges. And in the chair, you would straighten, lift just an inch or 2 off of the mat, bend the back knee, and come seated. Standing, if you can, and holding on to the chair. Your right leg steps back. We start on the toes, bring the heel down, and bend the front knee. We'll be dropping straight down, not forward. Want to protect this front knee. We don't have to come deep, but we are doing 8. 8, press up through the front heel, come down again, press up through the heel, up and down. When we're pressing up through the heel, our toes are still down, but it's adding in a little more work. 2 more. Then we're staying in this position. You may need to step your foot back further or step it in. Going to bend the knee, and we're pulsing. 3, up, 2, up, and 1, all the way up. That knee bends and pulse. 3, 2, 1, and up. Ooh, I got a little shake going on this morning. My knee, my legs. Bend the knee and pulse. 3, 2, 1. Have 1 more of these. Knee bends and pulse. Up and down, up and down. 2 more. Cutting these in half, doing only 4. Step the back foot in, and I felt that everywhere. Let's take a nice deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. 1 more before we go to the other side. So we're changing legs. Again, use the chair for balance. I have to. This time it's your left leg back. Heel is up. I'm exaggerating my heel right now. So on my toes, and then bringing my heel down. I'm in a lunge, checking my front leg where my knee is pressing to the outside of my foot. And we're going to lunge. Remember, we're dropping straight down, not coming forward. I see this all the time, puts too much pressure on our kneecap. So down, press up through the front heel, down and up. Now today I can come a little deeper. That's just my body today. 4 more, sometimes I cannot, and that's fine. You might be right here. It's the same work. 2 more, up and down. Lift the head, take a breath. We're going to pulse. We'll only be doing 4 of these. Bend the back knee, and we're pulsing. 3, press up to the foot. 2, and 1. Again, pulse. 3, 2, and 1. We have 2 more. In the knee, pulse. 3, 2, 1. Now using the chair, I can come deeper than if I'm not using the chair. This last one. 3, 2, and 1. Step the back foot in, and let's take a breath. We're exhaling through the mouth, drawing it in through the nose, and 1 more deep breath. You can lift the arms if you want. Whew. Feeling these today. We're going to do some squats. Start with your feet about the distance of your hips, and then just step out with 1 foot slightly. And our toes are just where it's comfortable. We're not turning our knees in, slightly out. Going to do some squats. Works the gluteal muscles in our legs. So we're going to come down. Again, let me go over this. When we squat, I see this all the time, and it pushes our knees forward. From here, we tuck the tailbone under, push the hips back, push them back, then start to bend the knees, and then we're pressing up and down, up and down. Form is important so we don't hurt ourselves. You can hold the chair. You can use weights here, down by the arms, down by the legs with arms straight. 2 more. And taking another breath in. Staying in this position so that we can pulse a little bit. So start, tailbone tucks under, push the hips back. We're tucking it under slightly so we're not arching here. It's hard to tuck under and push the hips back. Let's start by the hips coming back. Knees will bend, and we're here in our squat, and we're pulsing. 3, 2, 1, and up. Now I'm not coming deep. I felt that in my knee. 3, 2, 1, and up. Weight in the heels, but our toes are still down, which is hard for me to do. 3, 2, 1, and up. 3, keep your form. Of course, your upper body will come forward slightly, but we don't want to lean forward. Let's do 2 more. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, and 1. Taking in a breath again. One more deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. And then we're going to do some lunges combined with some squats. Your right foot forward. We're going to lunge down, step the back foot in, a slight squat, standing up, and then the right foot back. We're moving slow here. A squat in between and changing legs. Don't worry if you get mixed up with the legs. I think I just did. It doesn't matter. Just keep changing legs. Remember, I don't come deep here because I don't want to hurt my knee. But we are shifting our weight back and forth, changing legs, compound movement, getting the heart rate up a little bit more. Take your time. Set your feet before you bend your knee. I can't do lunges fast. I have to set my feet. If I don't have balance. So your feet are hip distance apart at least. Doing one more set. Doesn't matter which leg you're on. Step the back foot in. Squatting down. Change legs into a lunge. And we're coming back to the chair. Water, of course. I'm going through some water today. That's good. That's telling me I'm a little dehydrated. My body needs it. Okay, we need to work some abs, don't we? Going back to a little Pilates. Even though we're extending the leg, we're working these lower abs and we're not moving the upper body, trying to keep it solid and not moving and using the core muscles. So your right leg out, turn the toe out, notice what happens to the hip. And we're leading with the toes, we're drawing a small circle, lifting the leg, bend the knee as much as you need to. These are not easy, we have 4 more. And my leg is already heavy. 1 and 2. Then bring the foot down before we change directions. And you notice towards the last few, I started leaning back. So extend, turn the toe out, and we're changing our direction. 3 more, 3, 2, 1. You really have to fight to keep sitting up straight. And you also feel it in this quadricep muscle. Going to the other leg, I'm turning around a lot so you can see. Leg is lifted, turn the toe out. I should have given you this on the other side. You can lift up and down, bring the foot down. If you can, come here. And your knee can be bent, drawing circles. 1 more, doing 6. I may have miscounted. Bring the leg down, take a deep breath in. Exhale, releasing the breath. And extend your leg again. This time our circles are coming in. We're doing 6, 5. Stay focused. 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot down. These may be hard for you. And the reason it is the length from our hip to the toes. It's a long lever. So the further we get out, the heavier it's going to feel. So for a moment, we're taking the bottom of the feet together and bring the chest forward for a little bit of a stretch. And it gives us a chance to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. 1 more breath like that. And then we're sitting back up. And we're going to work some abs. Let's do first, grab a hold of your weights to work the oblique muscles. Leaning over to your right and your left elbow is bent, going back and forth. Again, slow. Let me move up in my chair. Pull the abs in tight, going back and forth. When we move slow, it keeps the muscle group that we're working engaged longer, and you really won't feel that much in this move, but it's still working the obliques. And when we're moving slow, we're not picking up any momentum with our weight. We're controlling the weight. Two more. It's also a stretch, lateral flexion of the spine. A lot good going on here. And we have one more set. And then we can place the weights back down. Going to do the Pilates Saw. What we will do in the chair is the exact same thing we do on the floor on our mat, except for on the mat, the legs are stretched out, our knees are bent. We extend the arms, drawing the shoulders down, feeling the muscles in the back, palms facing forward, and we're going to inhale as we're twisting. Exhale, come forward, the back of your hand, the back of your left hand, anywhere on the outside of your right leg. Your arm behind is reaching, reach, inhaling up, twist, exhale, come forward and reach. Remember, the abs are engaged, especially when we're working the abs. So up, inhale, twist, exhale, come forward, inhale up and back. It's 4 movements. Twist, reach behind 2, up, twist, and other side. Several variations of this we can do in the chair. If you want to come to the floor, you're welcome to, but you don't have to. We're working the same muscle group, same movement. Twisting first, have to get the twist first before we come forward, because we're working upper, lower abs and the obliques. The obliques are the side here. Not counting on these. Need to do more than just 8 of these. You can do these while you're watching TV. I tell people that, but I forget to do it myself. Shame on me. Now check, are you breathing? Are you clenching your teeth? If you are, relax the teeth, the jawline. Very important, breathing is not an option. We have to breathe while we're working out. Have to breathe anyway. Let's do up, twist, down. We're doing 2 more sets. I'm beginning to feel these, and you may or may not feel these, and that's fine. We're still working the same group. Then bring the arms down. Remove these, my weights out of my way. So, let me scoot over. You're going to take your right leg out to the side. Arms are extended, and the elbows can be bent here. Going to twist. Bring the elbow towards the knee. Open up. Twist. Elbow towards the knee. I'm taking an option. You can just lift the heel and come forward. If these hurt, don't do them. In this position, I'm not big on lifting my foot, my leg off of the floor, because I felt it in my back. 2 more. Exhale. And exhale. While we're here, drag the right leg forward. Add a twist to your left. Good. Good for the spine. Feels good too. Coming out of our twist, I'm moving around a lot so I can stay in camera. Your leg is extended. You can bend the knee, but it's out to the side. Extend the arms. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Elbow towards the knee. Coming back up. Other side. Reach behind with the arm, just like we did in the Pilates. What was that called? The saw. Yeah. You do not have to pick your knee up. I'm getting as much right here with my foot staying on the floor. As always, anytime you feel any pain, stop what you're doing. This is our last one. We're going to bring the feet in. Back to some more ab work. Fingertips can come behind without pulling on the head, and the elbows are not drawing in or crossing at your chest, which is what I'm going to do today. We're doing more crunches. Inhale, sitting up straight. Exhale, shoulders down, pull the abs in, and we're twisting again. Your left elbow to the right knee. Now this is easier for me to pick my knee up than what we just did. Or again, lift the heel. And I'm having to reach further when I'm just lifting the heel, and I'm actually feeling it more in the back muscles. Remember, you don't ever have to pick up off of the floor. You can come to the knee, lift the heel so the knee gets closer, and my elbows are out so I can reach. So it's up to you here, moving slow. Now keep the belly pulled in nice and tight so we're engaging the abdominals. We're engaging the belly. So when I first joined the gym, before I started working out, we're doing more of these. This is ab work. We can do a lot more. I had an instructor who was adamant about not saying stomach. She said, your stomach is an organ. That's not your stomach. It's your abdomen, your belly. Pull it in nice and tight. So naturally, I picked that up. So we're pulling the belly in, we're reaching, we're crunching. It's a little twist. And we're doing one more set. Gotta keep moving this body, even though we've been at home and inside. Especially when it's like today. I painted almost my entire house in the beginning, which was good. Let's take a deep breath. Deep breath. One more. This hour goes so fast for me, or 55 minutes. Going to do some push-ups. They're not tricep push-ups with the elbows in. This will be tricep push-ups. Going to take the feet out wider than our hips so we have some space, and our fingers are turning in. See what happens. This will be tricep. Fingers turn in, the elbows are out. Hinge from the hips, come forward, and press into your hands, push up. Come forward, pressing up. Now we're keeping our neck in alignment with our spine, pressing into the palms of the hands so that you're feeling it more. We're halfway, 4 more. Now I have 2 dogs, they're both rescue. I'm a big animal lover. And the big one is over here snoring. I hope it's not picking it up. Stay in this position. And then we're coming forward and we're pulsing. 3, 2, 1. Pushing all the way up. Inhale. Exhale halfway and press up. 3, 2, 1. We're pressing the shoulders down, engaging the lat muscles in the back, feeling it more. And press, pulse. 3, 2, 1. I'm feeling this in my upper arms also. Forward and pulse. 3. We're pulsing, but it's slow. 2 and 1. Check. Make sure you're breathing. Pulse. 3, 2, 1. And pulse. You can get a lot done in this chair. After I had, let's do 2 more. After I had my back surgery, lower back surgery, I couldn't move my spine in any direction for 3 months. But the doctor did let me sit in a chair and do what we're doing and lift no more than 10 pounds. I couldn't lift any weight right at first. But it kept my health up, it kept my mobility up, and it kept my strength up. So let's round the spine, stretch the arms out, draw the navel in tight. And we always say navel to spine, because it's a visual. Our chin is down, we're reaching out. Press the shoulders down again. And release, sitting up. Good for the spine. Let's roll the shoulders back. Going to walk the feet out. And we're going into our seated child's pose. Wonderful stretch for the lower back. Chest comes forward. keeping your neck in alignment, thinking of the neck so the chin is not down. Our neck is about, our head is about around 10 pounds, could be a little more, a little less. And the more we drop it, the heavier it gets, and it puts a strain on our neck. In this seated child's pose, if you can come deeper, you can slide your hands down to your shins or all the way to your ankles, or elbows to your legs. So what we're doing here is lengthening the spine with the elbows here. If you're forward, press into the legs to help lengthen your spine. And movement of our spine sends out nourishment to the body, to our organs, to our tissue, to everything. Hands to the legs, pressing up. Remember, that's a lot like the push-ups that we just did. Just take the arms up, take a nice deep breath. Exhale, bring the arms down. And we're taking the hands to the back of the chair, leaning forward, stretching through our chest. I would like to use the bands, but I'm not sure you have anything at home to use for a band, because a belt wouldn't give very much. And sitting back up. Let's grab a hold of the weights again. I'll give you a moment. And then we're going to drop the arms. This is our flashlight. It's good for the wrist, and it works this forearm, pointing down and up, down and up. It was getting lighter outside. Looks like it's getting darker, or more clouds, I guess, because it's not even 11 o'clock yet. Down and up, down and up. Have to strengthen the ankles also. Then we're going to take these weights, or whatever you're using, to the legs. We're going to pick up through the arches in our feet. The arches carry our body weight around all day long. Isn't that amazing? By lifting the arches, it's working the arches, and it's good for our ankles. We're pressing the toes down, the heel down, pick up through the arches, and you'll feel it in the lower legs also. And we're holding this, and then we're relaxing everything. Takes a little practice to lift the arches. So we're lifting the arches, and then relax the feet. You can do this standing also. And we do this in the warrior series when we're doing yoga. We pick up through the arches. Pick the arches up. Notice how your feet are feeling. And relax them down. Lifting up through the arches. It places our feet where they should be when we're picking up. And then release. Doing one more, pick up. And then relax. We use the weight, which didn't give us a lot of weight, but it added a little bit of weight. Ready to put these down and stretch out. So we're stretching out the right leg. We're on the heel so we can draw the toes in. We're sitting up straight. And maybe you can come forward with a hip hinge, not rounding and coming at the waist. So from here, you're looking for a straight line from your tailbone to the crown of your head. If my chin is dropped, I don't have that straight line. Reaching out and over is a deeper stretch, or you can come down if you're more flexible, or supporting your lower back with the hands to your bent leg. I don't think we twisted on the other side. Sitting up, and we're twisting to your left. I think I left the twist out. Your shoulder draws back, out, and change legs. Isn't it funny how 10 minutes later you remember you didn't do something? Come forward, try not to slide out of the chair. I'm in a metal chair, so I'm sliding a little bit in my workout pants, workout clothes. We're sitting up, twisting to your right. Draw your back shoulder back. And we're coming out of our twist. Slide the foot in. Let's go back to sunflowers where we started. So as instructors, especially during the winter, arms up, exhale, come forward. Remember to support your back if you need that. So we dress in layers when we go into the gym. So we can take our jacket off, have a long sleeve shirt on, take that off, have something else underneath. We're always scared we're going to take the last shirt off. So I went to the gym. I went to take my jacket off, and I had my pajama top on. I just got up, put my jacket on because I was cold, put the rest of my clothes on, and forgot about taking my pajama top off. So it was a cardio class, and I had to do all that jumping around in a long sleeve fleece lined jacket, which didn't hurt me. We do things like that. It's actually funny. Let's do 2 more. I do like to talk to you when we're working out. Kind of takes our mind off of the workout. Let's pick up the right leg, rotate at the right ankle. Now, believe it or not, this is difficult for somebody to rotate, especially if you've had an injury. So you can lift the toes, you can just point and flex. Any movement. I've got a nice pop going on in my ankle. Going to the other leg, rotating or pointing and flexing. Really loud pop in this one. And then we're going to stretch both legs out, pressing the toes towards the floor. They don't have to touch. We're leaning back, lift the chest for a nice chest opener. And we are drawing the shoulder blades in together so we can open the chest. Good for our circulation. And then we're sitting up, draw your feet in. Let's do a few cat and cow. It's about to our time limit. This is movement, but also great stretch in the muscles in the back. And we did ab work, so when we're arching, we're stretching out through the abs, the belly. Not the stomach, the belly. You can call it stomach if you want. And then we're ending in our cat stretch because arching the back is a reverse flexion. You can reach out or hands to the legs, up to you. And we're sitting back up. Take a deep breath. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Let's do 2 more, and I think our time will be out. I have several clocks in the house. Most of them have a different time on them. So let's rotate the wrist other direction. So next week we have a different schedule. I'll be here on Fridays at 10:30 for a 45-minute class. We haven't to follow the rules as we open up. And even if the gym is not open next week, we have a schedule that is online. So everything will be done virtual if we're not open, unless it's a live class. So please come back and see me again. My name is Joyce. It's my pleasure to spend this time with you. My mouth is not working all of a sudden. I'm dry. And keep your body moving. Stay healthy. Eat well. Keep your immune system up. And drink lots of fluid. Thank you so much. Namaste.